Hello everybody, welcome to the White Tiger Tarot. Thank you so much for being with me here today. Today's pick a card is all about your 2025 year in review. Okay, so we got a big reading today. First, we're going to do an overall look at your year. So the main theme, kind of what's overall happening, the biggest things in your year. And then we're going to zoom in on your career and finances and then your love life and personal life. All right, so that is the plan today. And as always on this channel, I do not pre-plan, pre-pick any cards, any decks. Spirit completely guides me from beginning to end in the moment, so that you have a completely personalized message for you and your situation. Okay, so pile number one, we have the High Priestess and the Howlite here. Pile number two, we have the Chariot with New Vision and the Rhodonite. And pile number three, we have the Universe, which is the World card, and the Jade. All right, so with that being said, I'll give you guys some time to meditate on your cards, and I will see you in your pile. Hello, pile number one. Welcome to your reading. This is your 2025 year in review. All right, so I'm super stoked. Let's get into it. You guys were attracted to the Howlite here and the lovely High Priestess. It's like, I feel like this year with this card, it just looks so relaxing, but it looks so connected, like so trusting, so in faith. Like, this is a priestess who knows the path that she's on. I also have this sense of like success. I don't know if some of you guys or most of you guys, all of you guys are already in some kind of spiritual field. And you do not have to be, like, that doesn't have to be your career or anything. But you guys are definitely highly spiritual beings. You're very connected to the spiritual realm. To your intuition, and it does help you, and it does, I want to say, affect your day-to-day life. Like, it's very much involved in your day-to-day, whether you're aware of it or not, or it will be in your 2025, in this next upcoming year. It's almost like your spirituality, your spiritual practices will be at the forefront, but there's not this sense of like rush or urgency. It's this very much relaxing into it. Like relaxing into the knowing, relaxing into the trust, into the faith that everything's falling into place exactly as it needs to be. Like, it feels like this really peaceful feeling. And right now, I'm almost having this like ball of tension in my chest. So I don't know if the last year has been stressful for you guys. But within 2025, that's going to go away, and you're going to have this like deep peace, this deep sense of like, okay, things are finally where they're supposed to be, or I finally feel some kind of ease in where I'm at, in what I'm doing, in where life has taken me, and what's happening in my life. Like, it just feels like this. You're like, thank you, God. Like, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so grateful. I feel so connected. I feel so here and now. I feel so rested and at peace with where I'm at, what's happening around me. So it's really good feeling, a very peaceful feeling here, which is like, that's really the best, you know. Especially if it's been a little bit chaotic or stressful or unknown. Like, you know, maybe we started something new, or maybe we got something off the ground, or we've been trying to, and now it's like coming into this space of like, okay, now I know what I'm doing. I have my routine. I'm gaining a little more success or notoriety, or, you know, recognition in some way, and things are feeling more smooth sailing. Yeah, I'm feeling more at ease in my spirit. I'm more rested. Yeah, that's it. We have the Empress with creativity. I mean, exactly. These two together, it's like me in my power, me knowing who I am, showing up in my fullness of self. Okay, my abundance is growing. Like, I do feel that here. With whatever you're doing, it's like you're gaining more success. There's more comfortability in your own skill set, and also in your like abundance, and how you're able to receive that appreciation. So, I mean, this could be monetarily for sure for some, but for others, this could just be like the turbulent time is kind of over, and I'm feeling more myself. I'm feeling more empowered by what I'm doing, by how I'm showing up. I'm not so much, so this could be like, yes, you starting your own business, or you're getting into a new career, or a new position, right? And at first, maybe that was in the past year. It could also be like, this could be recent for some, but in the beginning, it's like I almost felt like there's a lot to figure out and there's a lot to learn. It's that energy, but then it's like, but now I'm in it. Now it's like people know me. I'm getting to know my position. I'm really getting into the comfortability of what I'm doing. I now like, I'm feeling more empowered myself. I'm gaining a lot more clients. I'm feeling more comfortable in my position here, and I'm really doing well. I'm really sitting in the juices of all of the hard work that I've put in, and things are finally like working themselves out. And it's like things are starting to get more easy and comfortable, and it feels good, and I'm showing up in my best self because I'm feeling yeah, it's like I'm feeling more empowered, and it's feeling easier. Okay. Are we taking this one? No. Are we taking these? Yes. Okay. Also, bottom of the deck, 3 of Wands with experiencing. Yeah, there's like a new experience opening up for you that maybe you haven't been, like you're not used to it being so easy, or feeling this good, or like feeling this yourself, and like so trusting of what's happening. It's just like, man, it feels good. Like I feel taken care of, but I also feel like I'm stepping up into who I'm meant to be. And so I really feel, I just feel like a boss, like a queen, you know, and it doesn't have to be like this career thing. This could be you, you know, this could be you spiritually, finally like feeling healed. Like I don't have to do all of this shadow work. Like I'm finally out of the shadow work. And now I'm like in the self-care mode where I'm treating myself, you know, to the foods that I want without having to worry about the cost. It's like I'm buying the nice oils and shampoos, and I'm kind of like switching it to like luxury. We have Venus here, but it's also tied in with this deep inner wisdom of, you know, I know I have to treat myself the very best to get the very best outcome and inspiration for myself, for what I do. I have to make myself feel good in order to do the best work, or being as productive as I want to be, or having the best kind of outcome for creativity. So there's a lot of like self-care, faith, self-love, and that's really reflecting in your creative pursuits, your business, your work. Yeah, this could be, you know, within your family unit, like how you show up with your kids and with your loved ones. And it's just like, I'm feeling so good, and so much abundance now is now being reflected back to me. And it's coming from this place of ease and comfort and self-care and love. All right, so we have the Knight of Pentacles with slowing down. Again, that self-care, okay? A lot of earth here. It's like earth mixed with the depth of intuition and spiritual faith and knowing, okay? And so it's like, I don't feel rushed. I don't feel like I have to rush into anything. Things are going slow and steady at a pace that I like, pace that I can thrive in, right? It's like, I'm seeing everything blossom and bloom around me. I myself am in that energy. And so I don't feel like this mad rush anymore. I feel like slow and steady wins the race. We're easing into 2025. It feels good. It feels at this very nice pace that I can sit in. It's like I don't have to worry about where my next pay is coming from. It's coming in steadily. And so I just really feel at ease. And that knot in my chest just went away. And I feel like I can breathe. I feel like, here we go. Like, I'm good, and I'm feeling good, and I can take my time. It's just this really beautiful, beautiful energy. We have Five of Wands with totality. We have the Master. That's it. And I love that it's coming in under the High Priestess. It's you're mastering self. You're mastering your pace. You're mastering your outer world in 2025. And look at that, the Fool. This new beginning. But it's like, it's coming from this deeply spiritual, intuitive knowing that I've got this, and that I'm handling this, and that I am a master of my world. I'm a master of what I do, and I'm mastering myself and what I need. So listening to myself, listening to, okay, today, you know what, I really need to take a day off or take some time out to focus on me, to focus on, to clearing my mind. That's today, right? And then tomorrow, I'm in creative totality mode where I'm full on, right? It's like there's this beautiful balance, and that's where the mastery comes in of I'm taking care of myself and the self-care and the things that I need in this moment, the things that I need in order to show up fully, totally tomorrow, or, you know, in an hour or whatever it is, in order to be my most creative, open, beautiful self and show up fully in what I'm doing, right? In the work that I'm doing, in my most inspired and creative and hardworking self. Okay. So it's like this beautiful, beautiful balance. It's like, yes, I'm being full on and fully in it when that's what I'm here to do. But then I'm giving myself the time and the space to sit in rest, in peace. And that allows me to, when I'm full on in my work, to be fully there, right? To be fully in it at my highest capacity, in my most focused way. And so self-care, that can also look like, you know, I'm showing up every day and doing my workout. I'm doing my yoga. I'm doing my meditation. I'm making sure, yeah, I have my bath, or I have my quiet time, or I have my walks in nature. It's like that slowing down that is helping me be totally in my work, or in my creative projects, or in my whatever the thing is that you're focused on. And that could be your family, right? Where I'm like, okay, I know I'm in family mode now. Like, I know I'm like, when my kid goes to bed, then that's my time for me, my time for openness, my time for receiving, my intuitive time, connecting with God, connecting with self, right? And then because I know in the morning, I can then do my workout, or maybe you do it before your bath. And that, because I know that the next day, right, when my kids get up, I'm in it, right? And I want to be fully present and fully in it for them. So 2025 is a year of finding your balance, slowing down, mastering your balance, I know I need to have this time for myself in order to fully be my best, be my most abundant, my most full, my most present. Okay. And the Fool, there might be a massive new beginning for you. Like I said, you might be starting some kind of spiritual pursuit, some kind of business that you're doing, or focusing more on your creativity, your projects. Okay. But there's something that you're like fully you're getting yourself into. And of course, that could be motherhood. Okay. There's something there that it's like, I'm beginning something and I'm putting my full self into it. But there's this, it's not this like burnout feeling. It's like, I'm going into it, but I have this newfound knowledge that I can't burn myself out in this process. I can't do too much. And it doesn't feel that way. It really feels like whatever this new thing is that you're getting into, it feels at ease. There's a good pace to it. And I don't know if that's because you've learned something that you're implementing, right? So of course, if it's your own thing or business or creative project, you're like, okay, I'm not going to work 12 hours on this, right? I'm going to make sure I get up, I can have my coffee or my tea, I can do my workout, I can have my shower, and then I can get into this, and I can then focus, put my full beingness into it for how long I need to, or the length in which I can be there in that capacity. Okay, and then I know, okay, I need to back off of this. I'm feeling tired. My work is slipping, right? So it's not like pushing yourself too hard. And maybe this thing that you're getting into, if it's a job or a new position, it's not going to be that like overworking thing. It's like I get to balance out my personal life with work life. And my skills are going to be naturally implemented, so it feels creative to me. It feels more fun. It feels like I really want to be in this, but I'm also like, I get to take it step by step, taking my time while still being like really excited to be in it, really excited to show up every day and say like, okay, what's today going to be? What's this, idea or this project? How it's like there's like a fun, a spontaneity to it. Some of you might be working with others on something, having to trust others, but I really feel like it just works, right? It just mends, it just flows, and I can trust them, and we work so well together. And I'm able to really bring my gifts to the surface. I'm really able to feel like I'm doing something good and important, something that works for me, something that makes me feel even beautiful, or makes me feel like I'm shining. I'm in the position that I know I work best in, and at the pace I know I work best in, which produces the best results. Okay, so let's get one more message for the overview, and then we'll go into specifics. Okay, so we have the Lovers with Harmony, and we have the throat chakra and we have 5 and 6. Very interesting. So 5s are usually change. If we're just going off of numerology at this moment, it's like we're coming out of that chaos, right? That's what I felt in the beginning. The 5 is it's an upheaval, it's change. It can be chaotic, okay? But we're coming in to harmony, okay? We're coming in to that relaxation, that ease of, okay, I found something that really works for me, okay? And so it's interesting. It's almost like we're getting a little bit of a taste of your career and your love life, and that might be reflected in both both aspects to this. It's like coming out of the chaos, coming out of, I don't know when this is going to start working or getting easy, or I don't know when I'm going to finally be able to find my right fit. Okay. 2025 for you is you finding your fit, is you finding where you belong. Okay. It's like, I'm finding the pace in which fits for me. I'm finding the place that fits for me, the position that fits for me, the style of working, my own flow of what I do. I'm finding my flow. I'm finding my fit. I'm finding my person. I'm finding the career. I'm finding the place. And it feels good. And it's like I'm coming into more peace, more ease, more flow. It's like, yes, okay. Now we have something to touch upon. Now I have some stability. It's like things aren't feeling so shifty. It's like, whew, easy. Okay, good. And this could be, I mean, a lot of you, this could be around communication. Communication could be a major aspect of what you do, or it could be a major aspect of maybe a problem that you found in your relationships, okay? Communication could be a major thing or a major player in what was causing a bit of disruption or chaos in your world. And so in 2025, it's like we're finding some kind of common ground. I'm finding the way in which I can communicate in my professional life, or communicate my ideas, or communicate within love and relationships on a more clear level. It's like we're coming into a newfound way of communicating clearly, honestly, and openly, or in finding the people in which I work with or in which I have personal relations with. It's like there's more harmony here with these people. We're finding more common ground. We're coming into a deeper place of heartfelt communication. And so harmony is your key word for sure for 2025. You're coming into more harmony. Okay. So I'm going to clear these away. And we're going to start with career. Yeah, it's like harmony, spiritually, mastery within self. And I think that's really going to reflect in all areas, because if you're at ease, if you're at peace, it's really it's going to ripple in all aspects of life. And so, okay, for your career, Spirit is taking me to this deck first. Career, 2025 for pile 1. What is their career going to be like? Okay. Got 2 cards. We have memories of love. This is the 6 of Cups. And we have the 5, again with the 5 and 6. Look at that. And then we have the 5 of Cups, emotional loss. Okay. 5 and 6. That's so interesting. Again. It's like something that was in my heart, I'm releasing. It's like a letting go of some kind of past disappointment, or it's almost like you had something you wanted so badly, and because you were holding on so tightly, it was blocking it from like coming through. And it's almost like you release something, you kind of like the faith, that's where the faith comes in. It's like you finally let it go, and you're like, if it's meant to come for me, if it's meant to be in my life, if I'm meant to have it, I'll have it, and I'm letting this go. I'm not going to stress about it anymore. I'm not going to, worry about it. I'm just going to trust that if it's meant to be in my life for me, it will come. And it's like, it's just this like thing that's been on your heart, maybe for a long time. And it's like it was a wish, a dream, something. And you holding on was the thing that was keeping it from having the freedom to come to you. It was almost like it was blocking the energy from entering. And so again, with the 5 and 6, we're coming out of the blockage, we're coming out of the chaos of it feeling ungrounded. And in the 6, it's like it's finally able to be set free. It's finally able to have the movement and the freedom to come towards us, because we set it free, because we said, you know what, I'm no longer going to stress about this or hold on to it too tightly or try to control it. I'm letting it go and I'm letting it come to me. And then so in 2025, that's what's happening. Okay, it's finally coming back to you. This thing that you've had on your heart, this desire, this dream, this wish, as far as your career, your projects go, okay, it's coming back. It's like your heart calls have been heard. Okay, and it's like, it's almost like it had to have this big spiral of this wish. It's almost like there was all this clearing that needed to happen before the coast was clear to come to you. And so again, 5 out of chaos, 6 into harmony, into love, into uniting with it, coming into alignment with it. Okay. Look, we have the 3 of Wands. It ended up coming out, experiencing, okay, a ship coming in, a new experience that you're just gonna love and connect to. Okay, you're like, oh my gosh, you came. Like it did come. It did. I finally get to connect with this thing that I've wanted for so long. I finally get to have this experience or this opportunity. You know, I really wasn't sure if this was coming in for me. I didn't know if it was a possibility, and it, you know, I was disappointed so many times hoping for this thing. And now I'm like, I get the opportunity I've been wanting so long. I get the chance, I get the yes, or I get the go ahead, or it's finally working. It's finally coming through. And I'm just like so in love, and I'm so grateful. And you're totally going to be stepping through into the experience in 2025, or having some kind of new aspect of the experience show itself to you. Okay, so we have the 7 of Cups with projections. Yeah, it's like, it's so funny. These two, seeing them, it's almost like what was happening was that like it was too much outward. Like it was almost like too much focused on the outer world. And then the attention switches from I'm trying to get it, I'm trying to make it happen, to I'm going to become the magnet to which it is attracted to. I'm going to let it go. I'm going to focus on myself. I'm going to focus on what, you know, makes me feel good, and just relaxing and flowing and making sure I'm taken care of. And instead of like putting out, I brought my attention inward. And that is what is bringing this now into you. Okay, so we have the 3 of Swords with isolation. And we have the Page of Cups with understanding. Yeah, it's like you may have been healing a lot in the past year. There may have been a lot of disappointments, or whatever your career is, could be very much something really special to you, or something that like has been nothing but maybe pain for you, or has brought on a lot of pain, or you've needed to heal from something in order to bring this in. So this even could be your career couldn't take off, or this thing couldn't take off because you were still in the process of healing from something, of even maybe closing yourself off from the opportunities, or from connecting with others who could support this opportunity because of projection from the past, because we were still living, projecting the past onto the present, onto the future, on with, your coworkers, or on this experience. Okay. There is still some unhealed things that was not allowing us to fully step in to the career path we wanted, or to not allowing this thing to be as successful as we wanted. Okay, that's why there was like a lot of the chaos there, a lot of the ups and downs, a lot of the maybe jumping from job to job, or a lot of the having to figure everything out, and it not maybe being as successful as we hoped it'd be up until this point. It's because there were still some things that we needed to heal from, maybe within our own personal lives, okay? Because it was projecting onto our careers, projecting into our at work, our relationships with our boss and with our coworkers. There was something in our maybe personal lives that was affecting those other connections, or it was affecting our work ethic. It was affecting, maybe we were just at a job we didn't like, right? Or we were fired, or there was something that happened, okay, that we had to heal from, that we had to come back from. And we were figuring out maybe, what is it that I want? What kind of life do I want? What path do I want within this world? Or is this the world I want to be a part of? Maybe it's another world. Maybe it's a world that called you from when you were a child. A wish, a dream, a hope, okay, that called you from when you were a child. And maybe you just never thought it was a possibility for you, or there were things that were on your heart or mind that were blocking you from entering that space. Okay, so in 2025, we're finally coming out of some kind of cage that held us back, whether that be ourselves emotionally, our own beliefs of, maybe I can't do this, maybe this is not possible for me, maybe personal lives for some of other people telling us, you can't do that, that's not possible, that's not realistic. Okay, whatever it was, it's going to be different for everybody. But whatever it was, okay, in 2025, I don't know if you meet someone, if you come across something, right, where you see a community or you meet a community and you're like, that's my community. That is so for me. I want to try that out, or I want to go towards that, or I want to throw my resume in there, right? It's like you're fully stepping out of this time that for some it was just maybe being without work, and because you had to heal from something, because you had to move on from something, okay, or it was you were dealing with personal things that were affecting the professional world. Okay, you are stepping into a new experience, okay, a new version of something, or a new level of success, okay, that wasn't available to you before, because you're finally like trusting yourself, you're finally having enough faith to go towards something, or to dive into something, to discover something, to, level up into a new way that you have not allowed yourself to get to before. Okay, you're being set free. You're setting yourself free in a new way, and you're going to fly, and you're going to finally experience something that's been on your heart for a long time, that was blocked off to you because of something personal, or some kind of hurt, or some kind of past trauma you've been healing from. There was something there. Okay, so I'm going to get you guys an oracle card before we move on. All right, perfect. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, heart, home, compassion. Look how beautiful that is. It's like you're finding your home within yourself, within your own heart. Okay, and because you have done that, it's opening some kind of doorway. It's opening some kind of level, right? It's like opening this gate because you have healed something within your heart space. You've let something go. You've released yourself from something, okay? That's allowing you now to enter this space, 33 on the timer. You're entering a new experience, a new heart home, okay? So this is interesting. This is coming up in your career. It's almost like you're finding the perfect thing, something that really has been on your heart for such a long time. It's going to feel like home. It's going to feel comfortable, like, oh, I'm finally doing the thing that my purpose, my passion, this is my heart. Like, I love this. Like, you don't understand, this feels like me, right? This feels like me. I feel freed here. I really feel at home in this space doing this thing. I love that we have this message, and and you might, a lot of you guys might be doing something very heart-based, okay, where you help others heal, or you're in some kind of health, or like highly heart-centered career, or project or business that you're getting into. So that could be healing, that could be like nursing, that could be even art, that could be it's just so on your heart. It's been on your heart for such a long time. It's so heart-centered, okay, for you. It could be working with animals. It could be, and it doesn't have to be like a caretaker position, but it's just something that's like it's so you. It feels so right. Okay, 27. Love in its truest form, compassion. Wow. When you begin to feel like you do not belong anywhere, it's time to make your way back to your heart home. This is your true home. You are being called back to the quiet place where your soul resides. Put everything on hold for a short while. You are being offered the experience of love in its purest form, unconditional and unbounded. This is not the love you must work hard to earn or barter for. That's what we were saying in the overview. It doesn't feel like you're working hard. It feels comfortable at a slow pace. Drop into your heart space and rest there for a breath or two. Replace the judgment of yourself and others with compassion. Really, it is that easy when heart home shows up. There's no need to forgive anyone for anything. None of it occurred in spiritual truth. It is only your belief in that story that makes it so powerful. Allow your love to wash clean all those impressions. Empty yourself of all judgment and preconceptions, and allow Spirit to fill you with the sweet nectar of peace. When heart home shows up, it is imperative that you heed its call, lest the universe orchestrate a way to bring you back to yourself that is of a harsher nature. Okay, so yeah, this could be even, this is career. So this could be like if you're in a job that just is not fulfilling, that it's like nothing but arguments. Okay, in 2025, you are coming back to the heart. You are coming back to a wish, to a dream that has been on your mind, on your heart for such a long time. Okay, and you are breaking free from something that doesn't fit, that your values don't align in some way. And this is saying that just come back to the heart. What is your heart saying? But I really feel like 2025 is a time of no more of this, hurt, chaos. Maybe you went through something very difficult within your career. It's time to come back to the heart. It's time to come back to what it is that feels right for you and what feels good to you. And so 2025, your career is becoming heart-based. Okay? So you have to ask your own heart as far as what that means and what that looks like. And some of you are already on this path, and others of you are just discovering or just, learning to connect with this heart space. But 2025 as far as your career, is all about you returning to the heart and not overworking. It doesn't have to be hard. Like your career and what you do is not supposed to be difficult or strenuous or stressful. It's meant to feel right, to feel good. And so you're either discovering that or you're going deeper into that, or it's coming into this place of peace and it's finally feeling right. Okay? So we're going to clear these away. And we're going to take a look at your love life, your personal life in 2025. All right, so I'm just going to allow Spirit to guide me to the deck we're going to use for your love life. Okay, here we go. Love life, pile 1, 2025. Okay. So we have the Emperor. We have the Seven of Cups with Bosch or Bosch, I don't know. We have the Ace of Cups. Give me more about this Emperor, please. Thank you. We have the Two of Wands with Dominion. We have the Ten of Swords with Oppression at the bottom of the deck. Okay. So, because we have this certain Emperor, I don't always read the Emperor as like a negative person, but this one almost looks to me like an oppressive leader, okay? And it's interesting because we have two different cups on each side, and then we have the Dominion. We have the Two of Wands. So it's almost like there's two paths, or there's a path being switched. We're taking a new path. I almost feel as though we're leaving behind someone, something, okay, that was maybe, or someone might be changing, okay, that could be a message for some as well. But for the most part, I think it's like there's been a person in our lives that's been a little bit oppressive to us and limiting us. For some, I mean, I did say this is love life, but it might be just a relationship in your life. So this could be a boss for some. Okay, if you're not interested in love, you could take it that you'll know if it resonates. You'll know the person, they'll come up right away. There's someone in your life that's been a little bit, I want to say like dictator-like, oppressive, yeah, a little bit hard to rule, making your life harder. And yeah, it's almost like, I don't know if there's some kind of party aspect to this, or someone, maybe they drink too much, or they kind of indulge in too many things that it just doesn't feel good anymore. Okay, and so there's the Two of Wands here that's saying like, no, there's a no-go, there's a no-pass, there's just like a switch, there's leaving something behind in order to go towards the new. Look, it's like pointing at this one, and then it's pointing at this one. It's almost like there's something better here that is beginning for you in 2025. There's a new cup, okay, new love or a new relationship that's going to feel good, feel right, okay? So we're switching something that feels empty, that feels painful, that feels like there's no future here, or it's like it's just, there's something that's doesn't feel good anymore about this, Okay, it just feels limiting, or it feels empty. And what's being replaced in 2025, or what's entering your life in 2025, is new love, is a new relationship, or is a new opportunity that brings in new connection, a new partnership. Okay, so there is something that we must leave behind in order to open up to the new. Now, I do not know if you leave this situation first and then it enters, everyone's going to be different, or if this enters your life and it allows you to leave. Now, what's being brought to my attention here is the base of this cup is looking a lot like a world to me. So for some, this might mean you moving on, you traveling somewhere, and you meeting someone, or you traveling somewhere and you get this new opportunity that leads to a new relationship, or new relationships in your life. Okay. So that is definitely a message for some. All right, so we have the Knight of Wands with intensity, and then we have the Knight of Swords with mind. Or is this the page? I think this is the page, my bad. So, look, two opposite directions. Again, it's like this way or that way. There might be a choice here. In love, in some kind of relationship, it's like, do I leave something behind that no longer feels fulfilling, feels good, to follow something that feels right or feels more passionate, right? And it's like, there's something here that makes you feel confused, or there's a connection that might make you feel really confused or bogged down, or like, I don't know where they stand with me, or they just make me feel really heavy, or like I can't be myself, or I don't feel free. And then do I move on? Do I move into the new direction, or into something new, right? Do I leave something behind in order to open myself up to something new that is maybe unknown? But I know for sure that whatever this is that I'm already in, okay, doesn't feel freeing. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel loving. It doesn't feel fulfilling anymore. So I never want to, if you do not already have doubts in something, do not put this into your mind and make you have doubts, okay? There could also be, for some, there's a message that there is someone who is just stuck in something right now in their mind, and they're having a difficult time, but they are going to have a new choice, okay, to leave a world behind in order to take on something new. So that could be like, maybe they drink too much, but they're a great person, right? And so it's like, you might have to give them the choice, look, leave that behind so that we can start fresh and new and for real. You know what I mean? And so there is two choices here. So it's going to look different for all of you guys in 2025. That could be someone who needs to make a new choice in their life, and maybe you present them with that. For others, this is you having to make a new choice, having to go in a new direction with love, within a connection. And it's like, you'll know if it's just like, it just doesn't feel good. It's not for me anymore. I need to keep going. I need to move on. I need to open myself up to new love. Okay. But there is a big emphasis on two paths or two choices. So that's going to be different for everybody. And maybe there's two options you have and you're trying to decide, who do I go for? I would go for the person who is, where it feels new, it feels open, it feels fresh, it feels more, maybe not as exciting or not as like action-packed, but it's going to feel more soft and more comfortable. All right, so we're going to get you guys an oracle card. Okay, so you have the caterpillar with opportunity. Okay, so it says transformation, opportunity, independence from conditioned responses. The energy of the caterpillar appears, heralding a time of transformation and opportunity. Here you are being asked to revise your dreams. If it looks and smells familiar, step away from it from the time being. That's what we're saying. There's something here that it's like you've been in it or it feels comfortable, but it's not fulfilling, right? We need to step away from it in order to even maybe be open to the new. There's something maybe we need to take a break from in order to clear our minds and maybe see a new way forward or to take in some kind of new opportunity. Okay. The new cannot emerge from the old, and the youthful and vital cannot emerge from the aged and sickly. Experiment and surprise yourself with what arises for you in this moment. Caterpillar is an invitation to test out a new strategy to get a different, better result. Remember that the definition of lunacy is continuing with the same thinking and behavior and hoping for a different outcome. It's time to break away from habitual responses to surprise yourself and startle others, eliciting a smile, a frown, or look of awe from those around you. Okay, love that. And for some of you, this could be you, okay? It could be you. This doesn't have to be somebody else you're walking away from. If you're like, well, I'm single, I don't have someone in my life, that I can walk away from. This is saying like, don't be maybe so stubborn in your old ways, okay? And so attached to your old ways of being that you may have to drop some bad habits or take time out from maybe you've been looking for love in the club, right? Looking for love in bars, in certain areas or in certain environments, and you've had no luck. This is saying you need to take a step out. You need to look in new directions or in new places, okay, for love, because it's like you need to switch up how you do it. Don't overthink it. Just act. Just go into some new experience, something where the values match what you want in your life, okay? Because you're like, maybe you're looking in the wrong places and your values aren't aligning with that. And it's like, well, I want a lasting commitment, but you keep going to the club to look for love. It's like, that's not where you find that lasting commitment. Okay. Do not wait for an invitation from life to practice a bit of outrageousness or for permission to do the unexpected. Any other response right now will lead to more of the same and no real change. Sometimes the most original response is no response whatsoever. Stand stock still, staring steadily into the eyes of the players in your drama, avoiding engagement until the moment is right. Caterpillar invites you to witness the story unfolding, knowing that deciding on the timing of your action is as essential as finding the best move to make. And when you do act, let there be no doubt in anyone's mind of your determination and the power you unleash. Wow, that is beautiful and so cool and so fitting. Because like if you are leaving a certain situation behind, right, you do need to say, okay, the moment will be right when the moment's right, but you do need to take the action if you want a different outcome. If you want something different in your life, you are going to have to take the action. You are going to have to leave something behind, make a sacrifice in order to go towards something new. And maybe that's within your already healthy relationship, but maybe it's like you're like, I want the next level, right? Well, if you want the next level as far as commitment or as far as family, it's like, well, you do have to drop some maybe habits that are not conducive to the life in which you see yourself creating with this person, right? We do kind of have to stop going out so much and drinking. We are going to have to kind of, settle down a little bit, right? There's something new. There's old behaviors. There's changes that need to happen in order to create the space and the opportunity for this newfound love, this newfound version of love, this newfound, or this thing that we want, okay, to kind of break down what has been, and that's what we want essentially, right? We want something new, we want something fresh, or there's a new way about we want this to go. And so look away from the kind of old, tired, stubborn, either people or behaviors of the past, and take a time out to think, what is it that I want, and what behaviors do I want to invite into my life, or do I need to project, or become in order to bring that towards myself, or open that energy to me. Okay, so those are your messages. And just for an example, like let's say you go, I want someone that doesn't drink, that stays in on the weekends, or that is like more of a responsible stand-up person, very career driven, but yet you go out drinking, or you have glasses of wine or beer or whatever it is every night, or you go out drinking every weekend. It's like you're not reflecting the same values that you want in your life. And so those are the things that need to change. If you want something in your life, then start reflecting those within yourself and see them then happen and come from the outer world into you. Okay, you must reflect the same energy that you want to come in, if that makes sense. Okay, so pile number 1, those were your 2024 messages. I hope you got something helpful, useful, for yourself going forward. And yeah, please let me know in the comments if this reading resonated for you at all, if it helped you out in any way. I love to connect with you guys. So yeah, and if you did enjoy this reading, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel so you never miss another reading. And if you'd like to know more about your own situation, you would like some kind of energy healing, I provide those on my website down in the description box. All right, but other than that, I will see you guys in the next reading. All of my love, pile number 1. Peace. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome to your 2025 year in review reading. Thank you for coming today. I'm super excited to dive into your energy and your reading. So you guys were attracted to the Rhodonite and the Chariot card with new vision. So for a lot of you, 2025 is about you becoming something new, you discovering new aspects of yourself. So this could be reflected in many ways. This could be you physically moving somewhere. It's like I really feel like you're on the move, or a lot of change is occurring. Okay, so you could be physically moving. You could be moving jobs, moving home, moving traveling a lot, but this is all for your personal growth. This is about you maturing into something new, becoming something new, spiritually, emotionally, physically. Okay, so there's a lot of movement and change around you in 2025. Let's get some cards. So this is your overview, by the way. So we're starting with your overview. Then we will go into your career and then your love life. Okay. So we have the Moon. We have the Hierophant. The Ace of Swords, the Ace of Wands, new. We see it here. We have the Seven of Pentacles with failure. We have the Five of Swords with defeat. And we have the Chariot again. Okay, so you have the Chariot twice. Yeah, I love new vision and the Ace of Swords. There's something new about 2025 for you. There is a new opportunity, new inspiration, new insights. There's new beginnings, maybe possibly two for a lot of you, okay, that you're moving towards. You have been through 2024 may have been a lot of like trying and failing and overcoming and having a lot of patience, maybe feeling like there's red light after red light within something, within maybe just your life, within an opportunity, within something you were trying to have or do. Within your world, you could have felt defeated a lot of the time. You could have felt like, is this the right path for me? Is this ever going to happen? The moon talks about kind of, it's walking in the dark. It's very unknown, but it's very, very beneficial because it almost allows us to heal and to look at where am I stuck on certain beliefs. So I'm getting the example, if this is a home, right? If you're moving home, you've been looking for a new home for a long time, okay? You could have certain ideas about what it is you want, and you keep getting red lights. You keep maybe trying for a house and you keep getting rejected, or it's just not the right one. And so you're like, I thought I was looking for a home here. I thought it was time for me to settle down, but clearly it's not, right? This was bringing up subconscious beliefs or fears that you hold around maybe security or certain ideas that you had about what you wanted that needed to be tweaked in order to bring you to what you truly want or deserve. Okay, so there had to be stops, there had to be no's, right, in the way so that you didn't take or accepted something less, or it just wasn't the right opportunity, it wasn't the right thing, right? So what may have been brought up within you is all these fears of, oh, it'll never happen, just because you came up against all of these certain defeats or losses or failures, right? And you're like, okay, well, maybe it's not meant for me. But it was almost bringing you to the point of letting go, right? Of letting it go, of saying, you know what? If it's meant for me, it'll come. I'm not going to stress about it. I'm not going to make this happen. Or maybe it was meant for you to kind of release the idea or the certain ideas that you had. But everything that was happening, all of the failures, all of the no's, okay, it was becoming you. It was changing you. And now it's like, now in 2025, you are en route to your destination. It's like all systems, it's like so funny. Instead of the red lights, you're getting all green lights. So you're fully on the move. And look, we have the Hierophant giving us the message of wisdom in the failures, okay? In the failures holds the greatest, and in the pain and in the defeat holds the greatest wisdom for our soul, the greatest modes of transportation, of growth for our soul going forward. In these defeats, in these failures, is where we learn the most about ourselves, the most about this thing or this situation or our situation, okay? So in 2025, you're getting the open, the go ahead, the yeses, the new beginnings where you're fully stepping in, you're fully in it, right? And you are becoming in 21, I still feel like saying becoming. I don't feel like it's a full like blossom, but I feel like the flowers finally opened, right? So it's like you still are becoming, but you have at least gotten to the point of opening. So you're in the experience. You're having the experience that you have wanted for so long, that has felt maybe kept from you for such a long time. Okay. But within that, you have really become someone wise and strong. And you have now become the person who is ready to take this on. Okay, so there was like some lessons in the no's, the failures, that was meant for your soul to learn from in order to hold the yes, in order to hold the new beginning, the victory, the success, this new thing that you've been wanting for so long. So no more defeat. The doors are now opening up, and it's a go, it's a yes, it's a green light. In 2025, you are on your way, or like fully in it, just heading along, like, enjoying the views, learning on the go. Figuring it out. Okay, so we have the Seven of Swords with politics. We have the Five of Swords with comparison. So we have the Five of Swords twice. We have the Eight of Cups with letting go. That's what we were talking about. We had to let go. We had to learn to let go of something. Maybe of comparison, of comparing our path to someone else, to what we wanted, to what someone else has. Postponement is the Four of Swords. Yeah, so exactly. So that's why that there were so many blockages in your way, or feeling like defeated. Okay. It's because we still had things to work out. This could be within ourselves, but this could also be within the outer world. And it could have been a reflection, okay, back to us of something that we thought maybe we wanted, or an idea we thought we had that oh, well, I need it to be this way because that's what seems to be what is normal for this time of my life, or that's what made so-and-so successful, or that's what made so-and-so happy, is this idea, or is this vision, or this way of doing this or having this. Okay. But that was just us comparing our situation to someone else. It wasn't truly what was going to make us happy. Okay, so it was kind of us, whether knowingly or unknowingly, wearing some kind of mask, or maybe being like, I'm okay with this, right? I'm okay with this, when actually you weren't okay. And so we had to kind of figure out what we wanted, what felt good to us. And so there were all these times where this is what I thought I wanted, and then it didn't happen. But what actually comes in, but we had to let go of all of these ideas, because it was merely comparison. It was a mask. It was a non-truth for us and our soul. And right, so if we would have won, we wouldn't have been happy, right? If we would have gotten that opportunity that we thought we wanted at that time, we would have ended up much less happy, or we would have found out by the time it was too late. Okay, so yeah, and maybe this, like with the house situation, maybe you had to go through a lot of real estate agents because there were people trying to kind of maybe steer you in the wrong direction, or we were meeting people that were kind of like not knowingly, but not hearing our true desires, and kind of, so we might have had to go through a lot of people until we found the right agent, or until we found just the right house. Maybe there were people who were trying to get more out of the situation that was deserving. I don't know. That's just what I'm picking up here. Or people like had something to gain out of a situation, and so they kind of pointed you in the wrong direction. Or it was like, this reminds me of like social media, like the mask that is shown on social media of people saying, oh my gosh, you guys have to buy this product because it made my skin look, and this is just a very superficial example, but this is the energy. It made my skin look so glowy. Look, I have no pores, I have no pimples, and so you buy it and it doesn't work for you, but it's because it was a mask. It wasn't true. They had something to gain, right? They were sponsored by this company and getting a lot of money from it. And so, you had to learn not to compare your path with other paths, right? Because you don't know people's true intention, one, and two, what is good for someone might not be good for you, right? A path that someone else takes might not be the path for you, even though it worked for them, possibly, right? Even though it may have worked, it might not work for you. And so you had to kind of let go of comparison or preconceived notions, or, you know, what other people were doing, or what was normal, or what is, you know, and this could be like ideas like, oh, you should have a stable career at this point, right? But you are on your own path. You are becoming, right, in your own way. And so all of these things that you tried to do and failed at doesn't mean that you yourself are a failure. It just means that you were learning the wisdom that you were needed to be to become this very, you know, wise person, to become this person that could hold the space for this, for who you truly are, for your own path, for your own happiness. Okay. And so letting go of the masks, letting go of the comparison, letting go of what others were doing, and comparing myself to that. And because you have finally let go, or you are letting go in 2025, then the postponement melts away. Okay. Then we finally get to live in the real vision. It was like every single time there was a no, or there was a rejection, or there was a red light stopping us, right? It added to your own vision of what you want. Because what we don't want is just as good, sometimes even more valuable than what we do want. Because you're like, okay, well, that didn't feel good. Or I applied there and they rejected me. Or I got in there, but then the people really didn't feel welcoming or warm. It wasn't my thing, right? So every time you got rejected or fired or let go, or it was adding another piece to the puzzle, another color to your own vision. And so now you're finally stepping into the vision, the new vision, right? You were gaining your new vision of what you wanted. With every single time it didn't work out, it was adding to the new vision. It was becoming your new vision. You were gaining that whole time, even though it felt like you were being, you maybe degraded or pushed down. Really, it was adding to the future, to the real of what was meant for you. If that makes sense. I hope it does. Yeah, exactly. Bottom of the deck, we have turning in, the Four of Cups. You had to turn in, you had to listen to yourself, to your own true desires, and silence every voice, every opinion outside of you that says, oh, it should be this, or it should look like this, or what about this? So in 2025, you are silencing every outer voice. You are trusting yourself, your own vision, what it is you want, how you see it, right? Letting go of comparison, letting go of the outer voices of what everyone else thinks you should do, or how it should look, or how you should be, or whatever, right? And you're like, I am wise enough. I've gone through enough experiences in my life, right? I have failed. I have been defeated, but I never stayed down. I always came back up. I always came back to the game. And I said, deal me another hand. Like, let's go, right? So now you can trust in your vision. You can trust in yourself and your capabilities to get this done. And it's finally, you're getting the door. You're getting the opening to go forward in 2025. Okay, I'm going to take a sip of water. All right. So I want to get you an oracle card. These are kind of oracle cards. This is the one Spirit guided me to. But they work as oracle cards and sort of tarot cards. They just are kind of their own thing. So, and then we're going to move on to career. Yeah, exactly. All right, so this is the Prince of Skates. Indecision, too many options, balanced pleasure. But this card, it ultimately talks about finding your footing. And so you're finally finding your footing in 2025. It's like you've kind of struggled and tried, and it's like you're kind of past the in 2025 you're entering a new phase where you're finally getting your footing. You're finally on the move, right? You finally found something that works for you, or there's been a green light and it's like it's finally flowing in the direction. You're finally entering the space of your vision. Okay, so balanced pleasure. I really feel like it's no longer in this kind of limbo. You're finally finding your balance. You're finally finding your footing in this new experience, in this new way within this experience for some. It's like I'm finally finding my own way, my own voice, my own life, right? It's finally like happening, and I'm feeling more comfortable, and I'm feeling like in it, and I'm feeling more balanced in it. And yeah, and it's just like, okay, I can do this. Like I really can do this, and I am doing it, and I'm on my way. Okay. So we're going to clear this away now. All right. And we are going to get your career. So we're going to start with this deck. Okay, so we have bittersweet. We're going to do one more. Okay, I think we're going to do one more. Okay, and we have vanity. Oh, it's a little bit hard to see with the glare there. Okay. We have the Fool. We have the Four of Cups with turning in. We have the Queen of Swords with morality. And we have Beyond Illusion with judgment. Okay. So in your career, and I feel like your overall message was very much attached to your career as well. That might be a big kind of focus for you. But okay. So there might be a new aspect of your career. You might be going in a new direction. There might be a new aspect to your job or what you do. But I feel for most of you, there could be something that you might have to say no to. There might be something that you just don't resonate with anymore. And you have to listen to yourself. You are having an awakening in 2025 within your career. There is some kind of new beginning, new start, new aspect. Okay, but that requires you to stop listening to the voices of others and being afraid of what they're going to think of you. This is the morality here. This is saying that maybe you being afraid to let someone down or say no to somebody, that thing is holding you back. And it is finally time for you to become the butterfly, to have your awakening, to stand in your power, to allow yourself to spread your wings and become who you are and express that. Okay, that's why we have bittersweet here. There's a bittersweetness. So you might be getting some kind of new opportunity. Maybe it's somewhere else. So there's something where it's like, I'm either leaving something behind. That's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid of letting them down. I'm afraid of leaving them without maybe having someone else have to take on my workload, right? Even though I'm unhappy, even though this is not what I want to do. Or I might be needing to say no to something, or say, I need more money, or I need a pay upgrade, right? But I'm afraid that so-and-so will feel like they also deserve it. So who am I to ask for an upgrade? Who am I to ask for a raise, right? Or what if they say this? What if they fire me? Okay, so there's something here where you have to tune out all of the voices, all of the what ifs, all of the what will they think? What will they think of me? What, all of those things. What do you want? It's like it's time to open up to you and yourself and what your soul is calling you towards, and stop with the thoughts of all of the, well, what will they think, and thinking of other people and their reactions to your actions. That's what needs to quiet down, and that's what is quieting down in 2025. That's what this vanity card talks about, is stopping worrying about others and what they think of you, okay? And giving yourself the gift, giving it to you, right? Saying that I'm going to go off in this new direction, or I am going to take this new opportunity, okay? There is some kind of new start or new beginning, all right, that I'm allowing myself. I'm awakening to it. I'm opening myself up to it, and I'm saying yes, and I'm going to maybe take the risk, right? Even though there's maybe all these voices or all these worries about it, I'm going to undo the chains of the mind, right? And stop listening to maybe even everyone else. Maybe everyone else is like, well, that's risky, right? It's risky because to leave your job you already know, or leave a place you already know of, or to go off and do this thing, there's no security, right? But there's something you feel. There's something you feel that's right, that I will shift, I will morph, this will feel good, this feels more like me, right? And so anything that feels limiting is merely these voices that are telling you not to go towards it, that it's a risk, that it, be careful, all of these things, right? It's the voices of others kind of getting in the way. There might be something that needs to be said, okay, that needs to be expressed, and you're feeling like, I can't say what I need to say. I can't say I need a raise, or I want this job because maybe I don't want to step on toes. There's something like that. But in 2025, it's like you're freeing yourself from the cage, from the restrictions that maybe once took over, that you once allowed to stop you. And you're no longer letting that stop you in 2025. You're taking it on. You're setting yourself free. You're listening only to yourself and your intuition, what it's telling you. And you're awakening to a new sense of self. You're awakening to a new purpose, or to a new element of your purpose. And you're feeling more open, more free, more aligned. And it feels good. Okay, I'm going to take a sip. All right, let's get some more information. It's interesting. Spirit's like keeping it the same decks today. So where's the message at? Alrighty. I'm feeling this one as well. Okay. So we have the Seven of Swords with futility. We have the Nine of Pentacles with gain. Yeah. It's like something's feeling futile. Right? Something's feeling like maybe a dead end, or like me working here. It's just like, it feels futile. It feels like I'm not going anywhere. My skills are not being appreciated or utilized in the way that I feel they could be or should be. So it's like there's some new opportunity or some idea you begin towards that allows you to gain in the way that you've always envisioned yourself, to live in the way you've always envisioned yourself. There is something here where it's like something's futile, right? Something here is holding me back. There's a bittersweet moment where I have to either say no or leave it behind in order to gain the life, the amount, the abundance that I know I deserve, that I know I can have in my life. Okay, this might mean you going off and doing your own thing. But it leads you to luxury. It leads you to financial abundance, to way more income, to way more stability that you thought, like, whatever you left behind is not as stable as what this new thing is. It's in fact like it's a futile effort. It's not getting you to where you want to be. And then, wow, look at that. We have this star, and I just saw 3030. Now it's 333 on the camera. Okay, so the star, there is a dream, a wish, something that you're hoping for, something that you're grasping in 2025, something that you're going towards. Okay, you are reaching for something higher, something greater for yourself, something greater for your life. There is a wish, a dream. Okay, it's time to awaken to the dream. Take the chance, take the leap of faith on your dream, on your wish. You are going to gain. Okay, it is stable, it is secure, and you're going to live a much more comfortable life in this new place, or in this new direction, in this new opportunity or place or idea. All right, if you've been thinking, oh man, I could easily do this, but on my own, and I could maybe make more money doing it, you're right. That's it. I've always had this dream, you know, and I just feel like I'm working this dead-end job and I'm not getting anywhere. But there's something I've always wanted to do. There's something that I do in my free time that I just love and enjoy. And I feel like I could go off and just focus on that. That's what you're doing in 2025. Okay, there's something futile here. There's something not going anywhere. There's something that's holding you back from your true potential, from actually expressing yourself, and from flying, from becoming, you know, who you actually are, from being able to live a very comfortable, true reflection of who you are. Okay, you're stepping into what you've always wanted to become. You're stepping into the career space, or the direction in which you're going to feel your most fulfilled and your most truest version of self. Okay, and it's about taking that leap. It's about taking that risk and saying, I've got to do this because it doesn't feel like I'm getting anywhere where I'm at. All right. Okay. I'm going to get you guys an oracle card before we go. Awesome. Okay, so you have Caterpillar. It's interesting. This came up for the love, for pile one's love message. So that's interesting. So there's going to be new opportunities that are different. Yeah, so there's new opportunities that are coming in, but it requires you to leave behind old behaviors or change something, okay, that you know is not working. So you might have to leave behind an old job or leave behind certain attitudes as far as like comparing or not wanting to ruffle any feathers or hurt people. Okay, we have to do new behaviors. We have to make changes in the new direction in order for this to come through. There's an opportunity here, 2025, in this year, for us to truly step forward in this new way, for us to truly step into our wish, our dream, the star, becoming, being the person who does this, being what we've always dreamt ourselves of doing and being. Okay, I will read this out of the book just to get every last drop of the message for you guys. All right. Transformation, opportunity, independence from conditioned responses. That's the key. We have to step away from our conditioned responses to maybe people please, or to always be the good worker, the one who doesn't, believe or make any, upset, right? You just do your job and you go home and that's it. It's like, well, okay, well, if you want this job or you truly want this life, okay, this dream that's been calling you, you have to make new choices. You have to do things differently. The energy of the caterpillar appears, heralding a time of transformation and opportunity. Here you are being asked to revise your dreams. If it looks and smells familiar, step away from it for the time being. The new cannot emerge from the old, and the youthful and vital cannot emerge from the aged and sickly. Experiment and surprise yourself with what arises for you in this moment. Caterpillar is an invitation to test out a new strategy to get a different, better result. Remember that the definition of lunacy is continuing with the same thinking and behavior and hoping for a different outcome. It's time to break away from habitual responses to surprise yourself and startle others, eliciting a smile or a frown or a look of awe from those around you. Do not wait for an invitation from life to practice a bit of outrageousness or for permission to do the unexpected. Any other response right now will lead to more of the same and no real change. Sometimes the most original response is no response whatsoever. Stand stock still, staring steadily into the eyes of the players in your drama, avoiding engagement until the moment is right. Caterpillar invites you to witness the story unfolding, knowing that deciding on the timing of your action is as essential as finding the best move to make. And when you do act, let there be no doubt in anyone's mind of your determination and the power you unleash. Beautiful. So there is some kind of big movement, big action, a big opportunity ahead of you that you need to take a move on. Okay. And if that's you going into your boss's office saying, look, I want this position. I'm ready for it. I'm here for it. And they're like, whoa, 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 where did this come from? I did not expect this of you. That's good. That's what you want. There is big, different change. You have to get out of your comfort zone, get out of what you've been maybe stuck in or doing because it hasn't led you to your dream or your wish. And so you have to make different kinds of moves, different kinds of decisions in order to get yourself there. Okay? So we are going to clean this up. And we will get into your love life, your relationships. Not everyone is interested in love, I understand. So we're going to do just love and relationships. So this could be, work relationships, personal relationships. You will know what it will be for you. Okay. So I'm just going to let Spirit guide me. All right, we're going to use this deck first. Okay, we'll take this one, we'll take this one. Are we taking these? Yes, we are. Okay, we're going to take all of these. Okay, so your first card, we have the Page of Skates. It says disappointment, failed attempt, struggle. So we see someone who's fallen through the ice here. Okay. And then we have sin of wrath, anger, rage, inability, incompetence, conflict. Okay. And then we have temptation, desire, sex, passion, greed. We have Virgin Mother. This is the Empress card. Motherhood, caring, compassion, divine feminine. And the temptation card, this is the devil, yes. Okay. And then we have judgment, ascent of the blessed, rebirth, recognition, assistance, promotion. Okay, beautiful. I'm so glad all these cards came out at once. We have like the two separate energies here. So I feel for a lot of you, whether you're single and we just had the ding of the bell. I don't know if you heard that in the background, but there was a ding that came from my laptop. It's almost like the turning around, like the judgment, the awakening moment, the ding, the moment where it all becomes clear, right? So whether you've been single or you've been in a relationship, there has been some difficulty you've been experiencing, maybe a lot of conflict, maybe a lot of feelings of hopelessness, or a lot of feelings of this is a struggle, right? It's been a struggle. Failed attempts, disappointments, But I see this person here. They're getting back up on the surfboard or on the skate, whatever this is. It doesn't look super clear, but they're getting back up, right? And that's the key. And I think in 2025, because of these beautiful cards down here, okay, it's like we have been maybe going through difficulty where we have been presented with different temptations, okay, within relationship or just within life of, hey, are you going to go down this path, right? Are you going to go down the path of rage or of frustration or of difficulty? And maybe sometimes you did choose that path, and that's okay. You are a human being, and that's very normal, and that's how we learn, right? But it's like we've been presented with all of these choices, right? And are you going to walk away? Is this bad enough that you're going to give up forever, right? Are you going to walk away from love or from this connection, right? Forever? Are you done? I really feel like you didn't give up. Like you have not given up. Maybe at times you're like, okay, I need to take a break, right? I need to take a good long break for a while, but you still came back. You still were like, I'm still going to show up. I'm still going to give it my all. I'm turning away from temptation, and I'm turning to my partner, or I'm turning to the openness that my partner is out there. Okay. I'm not going to let the temptations to fail or to give up, or maybe even to turn to someone else in my relationship that could have been presented. Okay, the temptation to walk away completely, the temptation to, to say horrible things, to lower myself, to lessen myself to some kind of emotion. Okay, because of that, 2025, we see the Virgin Mother, motherhood, caring, compassion, divine feminine. I feel like you have really shown yourself to be a truly compassionate, caring person, even if at times you fell victim to your wrath, to the sin of wrath, to certain temptations. You may have fallen, you may, and this other person, if there is another person, right? There are times where you may have thrown in the towel for a time, for a moment, where you may have, made someone else feel not so great about themselves. Or you have maybe even said, that's it, like I'm finished. Or maybe you have gone outside of a relationship even, right? Where you yourself have fallen to these things. And vice versa. Maybe it was the other person. Maybe you experienced someone else doing these things and you're like, I can't do this anymore. Whatever, the way that you showed up, okay, in these moments, in these trials, okay, within your life or within relationship, you have proved yourself to be a true divine feminine. Whether you're masculine or feminine, it does not matter. You have truly shown yourself to be an exemplary person because of the not giving up, not because you didn't fall. Okay, not because you didn't fall, not because you never made a mistake, but because you continued to come back, you continued to learn, because you did learn, right? You never gave in to the point of no return, and you always forgave, whether that be yourself or the other person. At the end of it all, maybe it took time, right? At the end of it all, you forgave. You showed true compassion, right? And so you proved to yourself to be the Empress, the Divine Mother, someone who is of true worth, of true unconditional compassion for life, for love. And maybe, this is within you and your child, right? Where the temptation to kick them out, or the temptation to say things that you can't come back from, right, was there. But at the end of it all, no, you stood up, you became the bigger person, you nurtured this, you got past certain things, right? You nurtured this relationship, or you nurtured it into something healthy, okay? And so in 2025, you are being blessed. You are ascending, whether it's just you or it's you and someone else are ascending into a new space. It's like you have gone through the dark season, which might have been 2024 for you. It's like you got past some difficult phase, which every relationship goes through. Okay, and it is needed and necessary to see, is this going to last? Is this real? Right? Are we for each other? Is this is this the real? And how strong are you? How compassionate are you? How forgiving can you be? Right? How lasting, and I'm not just saying you, I'm saying this for the other person as well. And how lasting is it? Like, how is this meant to continue? And so you go through these really difficult trials and tribulations, truly, right? And it's not even like you're being tested, but it's like we both show up with our own stuff, and then we have to mesh that together in some way. And so we have to figure out, okay, you're like this, or you handle certain things in this way, and we have to work together in some way. And sometimes, we can't, and we separate. But if we are truly meant to, we come closer together, or we come together, period. Maybe you have been going through your own trials on your own, right? And so now you are ascending into this new level, having a rebirth, okay, promotion, assistance. You are being assisted into the light. Okay, you're coming into an easier time, into the light, into love, or into a deeper love, or into a new version of love that you've not experienced before. Okay, temptation tested you, it tried you, you failed, you were in difficult places, you've been disappointed, you've been angry, okay, but you never gave up. And so now you are being pushed into the light, into an easier time, into a time of more love and acceptance and truth. Okay, maybe starting to come into motherhood for some, right? Where it's like, okay, you're now ready. You're ready to experience this, or you're ready to have a family, right? You really came through the darkest times, and now we're entering the light. We're coming out of the darkness into the light. Okay. Yeah, so we have the Nine of Swords with cruelty. So this card, it always shows me that, yes, we may have experienced cruelty from ourselves, maybe other people, but I really feel like it's like almost like there were things from our childhood or from our past that were swords within ourselves that needed to be revealed, that needed to be pulled out. And that is best done in relationship, because we need to, the other person has to see these things, these hurts, right? These harms. And we need to know that they won't run if they are exposed. We need to truly see that we're in a safe space for this healing to occur, right? And so whether you've been healing on your own or in relationship up until this point, that's what's been happening, is we've been healing from the past hurts and harms that have been like swords in our back, that have been keeping us from freedom or from entering this space that we now are entering. Queen of Swords, the Painter. Okay, yes. Coming into clarity. Look how different these two are. Coming into darkness. Look, the light is literally shining on her face. Like now we can learn how to maybe express these certain things that have happened to us in healthy ways, instead of, lashing out on people or our partners, or not letting them hold us back anymore. It's like we're learning ways in which to put them into artistic forms, into helpful ways, right? We're coming into the light finally. It feels like after such a long time of maybe dealing with the hurts or harms of our past and possibly someone else's. Yeah, we have the Mage, the Magician, and the Hanged Man. So what I see here is I see two people, and they're both like artists in some way. He's like working on his music creation. She's painting. We were both hung in this certain space, in this position, whether that be solo or we were working on it together, okay? But there is some kind of partnership, either you're already in or that's coming in. And so whether you've been in this position alone or working through it together, okay, you've been hung in this certain space so that you would let go of all of the hurts and harms of the past, all of the thoughts that were, it's like all of the heaviness, all of the baggage, all of the things that we were carrying since the time of childhood. That all had to be emptied out. We had to be emptied out. Everything had to be put on the table, and we had to see, okay, how are we going to get through this? How are we going to deal with all of these things together? Or how am I going to deal with all of these things? And now that you have, it's like the light is now shining. We're figuring it out. We're working it out. And now we're able to finally come together. And we're out of this kind of suspended place where our healing was happening. And finally, we're coming into figuring it out, working it out, coming into the light, coming into the lightness and out of the darkness. Okay, so 2025 is a big time of togetherness, of love, of figuring it out, coming into the light. Um, and I want to get you guys one last oracle card for your love before we go. Okay. Overflow, overwhelm, and plenty. Beautiful. So I just see this home, this heart space, like you're entering the light, and it's just this overflow of emotion, overflow of love, overflow of blessings. You really are rising above. And it's almost, this card talks about, it can be overwhelming when things get so good. But in 2025, things are getting that good for you that this card talks about, look, there's going to be so many blessings happening in your life, so much good. And there can be times where you go, is the other shoe going to drop? Like, it can almost create stress because you're not used to it. You're not used to meeting someone this good, or being with someone in this way. And it's like, oh my gosh, can this really be happening? Like, when is it going to end? You know, it's all of these voices, and it's just saying, take it day by day. Don't stress yourself out. Don't think 5 steps ahead. Just think of what's happening here and now. Especially, there's going to be a lot going on in your career, a lot, leveling up in your life. And so try not to think about everything all at once. Take it moment by moment, day by day. Deal with what's in front of you, and just be so grateful that these things are happening and that they are in your life and they are blessing you. I just feel like there's just this overflow of love and opportunity, and it's going to feel great if you allow yourself to feel the love and to feel the flow and to feel the gratitude for the blessings that are coming in, because I feel like you really have been through a difficulty. And so now it's time to allow the flow of love and blessings to enter your life. And they're coming in plenty, in a huge, abundant flow. Okay, so pile number 2, that was your 2025 overview reading. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. What a beautiful reading that was. Let me know in the comments if this resonated with you, if you got something helpful for yourself going forward. Also, let me know by giving me a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel so you never miss another reading. And if you'd like to know more about your own situation, you can book a personal reading, or you can book an energy healing with me down in the description box. Everything is actually on a discounted price for the new year. So just as my thanks to all of you guys for your support and your love, I really, really, really appreciate it. I appreciate every single one of you. So thank you so much. And I will see you guys in the next reading. All of my love. Peace. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your 2025 year in review. We are going to take an overall look at your year, the overall energy, and then we're going to focus in on your career and on love. If you missed the intro, that is the plan for today. So you guys were attracted to the Jade here, and to the World card with the Universe. You guys actually were the only deck to get 2 cards. So you have the World and you have the High Priestess with Intuition. So it's as though in 2025, you are connecting to your intuition, to your deepest source of truth within yourself on a level you have yet to get to up until this point. So you're discovering new aspects of self, new gifts, new pathways that you have yet to open up to prior to this point. You didn't even know were there or know were possible for you. There are new doorways opening up because you are, and I just saw 111 on the timer, you are almost in this newfound level of trust and self-knowing and trusting yourself and trusting your path. And so it's just this opening and comfortability and opening up and blossoming and blooming into this new version of life, new version of self, with new gifts and opportunities. It's a doorway that you have not opened thus far. And so it's very exciting, very intriguing. Spirit is guiding me. We're going to use this deck first. The Hieronymus Bosch. And it's interesting because I actually saw this exact painting that the cards are made from in Italy. And yeah, it's just stunning. It's just breathtaking. Okay, so you have the Knight of Skates. It says finding direction, assertiveness, taming internal fear. I love that. That's like the key word here. And he's playing like a harp like instrument. You're taming your internal fear. And we have 2-1-2. It's like we're coming into alignment with our highest selves. We're no longer fearing the unknown or fearing what's to come, because it's like we no longer have to see the future. I no longer have to know what's happening. I can feel my way through it. I can feel that this feels good, that I'm on the right path. It's like I can trust myself. I can trust the universe. I can trust where I am and where I'm being led. I'm getting my footing. I'm no longer listening to the fear. I'm no longer listening to the voices or the outer world. I'm totally within myself. I'm totally within trust, within faith. I'm finding my direction. I'm finding a new direction. And I'm finding my way, my own authentic, unique way through life, through the world, that is leading me to my ultimate happiness. Are we going to do more? Okay, I'm going to get more. It is. Okay, got 2. So we have the Queen of Berries, fertility, a powerful female, motherhood. Beautiful. And we have the Ace of Birds, family, multitasking, togetherness. Okay, I love that we have motherhood and we have family. So you finding yourself, you finding this kind of newfound sense of self could deeply be attached to your femininity, your sense of motherhood, or your sense of family. Okay, and so this could be opening you up to a new doorway or a new way of life in which you have not yet entered. And that could look like we see a pregnant woman here, okay? You may be having a family. You don't have to be male or female. You having a family. You, whether that's you creating one yourself or you like entering a new family, okay? But there is this deep sense of, it's like you going in deepening into self and deepening into trust. The fear is melting away. And so it's just like very spiritual, very enlightening, very eye-opening, very profound. Sorry, one second. Sorry about that. So yeah, there's this profound leveling to your depth and your sense of self and sense of knowing yourself. And that almost, it grounds itself into the family unit, or it grounds itself into, yeah, it's almost like you become this divine feminine. You become this like part of the world. It's like you almost reach this level of healing, and you've completed something, and so without the fear, it's like the fear is gone, and so you're able to express yourself and be grounded in the physical as and play the physical game and become the person who can hold a family, or at least hold this creation, right? It might not be a family for some, but it's about you giving birth to something here in the physical, you being the one to hold something down, a manifestation down into the physical, to fly free, to be in and of a part of the world in a very positive way, in like as a very positive example for others to follow. So whether you're actually becoming a parent, but you might just be someone that others look to, that someone who's like, wow, I can, they're amazing, they've done something huge, or they speak with such elegance and eloquence, and there's something about them, such a wisdom. I don't sense the fear. I don't sense what I sense in regular people. I sense something, a deep peace, a deep knowing of themselves. I sense a deep wisdom within them that carries them through. And it's like you're able to just enjoy. We see playing the harp, maybe do your creative pursuits in such a way that people want to help you, people want to hear you, people want to be around you, be with you. It's like I really feel like you're calling in soul family, whether that be through your own body or in the outer world. It's like those who are meant to be around you now are it's like the signal, the bat signals put out, and it's like, and now we all get to flock together. Now we all get to fly together. There is this doorway opening up, this new sense of self, and this new way of being here in the world is now opening itself up to you. Okay, yeah, so at the bottom of the deck, we have the Grail Knight. It says blaze of glory, trickery, danger, failure, honor, courage. So it's almost like we're not afraid of the failure anymore. We're not afraid of the falling, of the failing, because maybe we've already failed in every way that we can. It's like, I'm not afraid of the failure. I don't even think about the failure. I just think about what I want, who I want to be around. I cultivate love. I cultivate goodness. I treat myself well. I play. I do things that make me feel good and make others feel good, and I'm in harmony, and I'm in flow with life. So it's really coming into flow with life and what your plans were to experience here on earth. You're coming into harmony and into flow with those deeper truths. Okay, we are going to get an oracle card for you guys. Also, your reading, out of all three, there's a lot of start and stop. There's, like, in the beginning, I had to redo the intro a couple times because I didn't hit, my microphone, and then there was an interruption. So it almost felt like you've had a lot of start and stops in your life. And now I finally feel like in 2025, it's about flow. It's about finally getting into the flow. We've experienced the fear. We've experienced the failure. And we've had a lot of false starts. And now it's like we're just coming into this, it's flow. It's working. It's here. We're becoming, we're deepening. And now I don't have the fear of failure, and I think that's the key to it all working in tandem and all in harmony. Okay, so we have 19, falling angel, spiritual narcolepsy. And I actually want to read this one out of the book. But it is 19. It's 1 + 9, it's a 10, right? It's also 19 is the sun card. So there's some kind of like opening up, some kind of realization, some kind of light shining upon you and opening up. There's an end of a cycle with the world card and the 10, right? There's an ending and a major new beginning, a major new cycle of life that we're stepping into. Okay, so it says falling unconscious, spiritual narcolepsy. You are being cautioned now not to fall asleep or go unconscious. You have been flying above the strife and suffering of the world in angelic bliss. However, you risk being seduced by the beauty and comfort of your situation and losing track of your aspirations, your wings. As you fall, you pick up speed, heading toward the trees below and possibly nasty landing. Remembering that all you need to do is stop being a falling angel is spread your wings to halt your descent and then find an updraft again. Do not be seduced by the fallen angels, your supposed friends and companions who are ready to use you for their pleasure and have only their own interests in mind. As you soar once more in flight, receive the gift of the fallen angel as an invitation to study the forest from above the trees. In other words, to analyze your situation from a higher perspective without being entangled in its thorny branches. Once you understand what needs to be done, head back to your lofty heights and stand by for the right moment. Action you take now may backfire. Stay conscious and wait until you are guided to change. You will know when the time is ripe. Okay, so this is really telling me that in 2025, you may get into some physical experiences, like having a child, like getting involved with family. It's all very 3D, right? But you have been focused on maybe your spiritual learning and your spiritual evolution for a long time. And so this new doorway is open where it's like almost being grounded. It's like you're falling from the heights, but only so that you can have a very human experience, right? Experiencing maybe birthing something into the physical, right? And so, yes, you're going to have to come down and play in the 3D, but they're basically saying to keep your balance. Keep the balance of the spiritual and the physical. Make sure that there's no problem with being involved in the physical, in the earthly realms, with having a family or having a career, or having a business or doing all these things. But they're saying don't forget about your spiritual pursuits either. Don't forget, about the methods in which brought you here. So your meditation or your prayer, speaking to God, doing things that center yourself, right? It's like don't get too caught up in the physical, that you forget about the practices that keep you clear, that keep you ground or yourself balanced and grounded. Okay, while all of these things are happening in the physical. I want to get some more actually here before we move on. Okay. So we have trickery. So yeah, there might be, like we saw with the Knight at the bottom. Blaze of glory, trickery. Look at this. So again, we have these like green dragons here. And look, blaze of glory, trickery, danger, failure. Okay, honor, courage, trickery. There might be some things because you're entering this new space, right? And you are this like highly evolved spiritual being. That's usually when the tricksters come out the most, okay? And because you are almost like you get tempted into something you wouldn't normally be tempted into, or like it becomes more intense, right? To kind of push you off your path because you're becoming so evolved or even more powerful, okay? So basically, it's like they're saying look, and we have the word multitasking here. It's like you might have a lot on your plate. You might have a lot that you have to deal with, but don't get too involved in the physical where you lose sight of the path. You lose sight of the love of God, of your spiritual side, and of the spiritual world. Okay, he's holding a cup, the Grail Knight. Like, he has courage, right? He has these things. He already has something of great value in his hand. He's achieved something great. And so it's almost as though they're saying, don't give that up because of the trickery. There might be trickery happening that says, you know, give this up, or give up certain values. Don't give up certain values that you have attained, or don't lose sight of the reason why you have gotten here in the first place. So there might be tricks of the physical that are going to be throwing themselves at you, or beliefs, or like, oh, you shouldn't be doing this because it's you know, it's a waste of time, or it's wrong, or you're a mom now, or you're a dad now, or whatever it is. And you know that, or just getting too focused on certain things when you need to be almost giving a little bit of attention to all things. Okay, there's a little bit of that. There's like, yeah, it's almost as though this is the moon too. Yeah, and there might be, because you're entering a new space. Okay, I said before that you have like overcome a lot of fear, but this doorway you might be entering you are entering an unknown space, a doorway you have never gone down before. So that might bring about new fears, okay, that you've never come across before. You've never had to face them before. And so your guides are telling you, and yourself and the oneness of energy is telling you, do not fall victim to the fear, and don't believe in the fear, okay, too much. Don't fall asleep to the real. The example that I'm being given, okay, is, let's say you become a parent, okay? And let's say you had very strong principles before, as far as we can say food, okay? You maybe stay away from processed sugars, things like that, okay? Things that you know are not good for you. You don't feed yourself these things anymore. You become a parent. Then you parenting this child, you get really caught up in the world and in the you know, the hecticness of it all. You start giving your kid like cereal, like really sugary cereals. Okay, you kind of like fall asleep to your principles, to, you know, what you kind of held as an almost like concrete truth of like, this is poison, right? I'm not giving my child it. I'm not here to judge. I'm not judging you whatsoever. I also eat sugar at times, but I'm just saying this is the energy. This is the example I'm being given. There's like the trickery of the world of like, ooh, look at this. Don't you want this? This could be desires, right? This could be getting too caught up, and maybe you're going to become very successful, okay? And you can get caught up in getting too focused on creating wealth for yourself, or too focused on money, on the physical world, okay, and lose sight of the love that is behind it all. And we all fall asleep at moments, okay, we do, but the point is to to always come back to the values, always come back to the love. Why am I doing it? You know, coming back to, yeah, this might not make life the easiest for myself, but I know it's right. You know what I mean? Like the convenience of the world might catch you at times, right? Or the envy or the comparing, the fear, falling into the fear, falling into believing the lies, believing the fear, right? They're saying just don't get too involved in that way. Don't get too involved in the fear of it all, in getting caught up in the celebrity, getting caught up in the politics, okay? Because that can take you away from the universal truth, from the spiritual wisdom, in the space in which you have cultivated within yourself. We can kind of get lost in that if it's too potent. Okay, so that's the kind of energies that I'm getting here. All right, so I'm going to clear this away. And people talk about this all the time, like spiritual attacks and things like that. And I mean, it's a difficult thing to kind of talk about, right? Because it's nothing that you can prove, but you can see it. You can see it in the news. Like, we're constantly being attacked on so many levels, through our food, through the news, through all these things, right? And so we have to be very diligent as far as to not get too caught up in all of that stuff in the physical world, because it could easily throw us off of our path, and we could start believing too much, and we can let it seep in, and now we're afraid of the world, or we're afraid of loving our neighbor, or whatever it is, right? So it's just a warning here to never get too involved, even though you are in the physical and you are participating in the physical, to not get too caught up in the stories in which it tells. Okay, so we are now going to move on into the career aspect of your 2025. Okay, so we have the Six of Wands. Fantastic card, especially for career. Look, she's got a trophy. She's won some kind of horse competition, right? So there is some kind of win for you. There might even be recognition, like people know you for something. You are overcoming. You are achieving something. There is a victory here to be had by you. We have the Moon. So 2025 is a year in which you have victory and success in your career. We have the Lovers. Look, it's two water scenes, right? It's like there was once almost like a barren piece of water or pond, let's say, and it was nighttime. Now it's like it's filled with life, it's filled with love, togetherness. We've come into union. So there's something here that you've been maybe working on or working towards without much evidence of a win, or without much evidence of success, or anyone knowing about it or knowing of you, maybe not much recognition or appreciation within what it is you've been focusing on or trying towards or working towards. Okay, you've been kind of working in the dark, working through the unknown phase. Where it's like you can't really see up ahead, but there was moonlight, right, guiding you. It's like there was something deeper going on, pulling me in this direction, although I might not have known why or have all the answers all the time. And so in 2025, We are finally coming into union with what it is we want. We are finally gaining some kind of recognition, some kind of success after the difficulty, after the darkness, after the unknown time, right? We're in the same boat. We are on the way. We are together. We are in union. I have made it. I have attracted what I wanted. I am, whether that be, a job or the business partner or the success or the recognition, okay? There is a win, a major, major win within your career here. Okay, I'm gonna get more. Yes. Wow. Are we gonna take this one? Yes. Okay, you have the 10 of Pentacles. Wow. 2025 is the year that you build something of long-lasting value for yourself. And again, we see the family, and now that warning really makes a lot of sense, okay? It makes more sense. You are going to gain in a very big way in the physical in 2025, okay? It might just start in 2025, or it might start growing in a new way, in a bigger sense. Okay. And so that's especially why you had that warning to not get too caught up in the greed, in the trickery of the world and of the mind, so that you don't fall into greed or on too focused in the physical, on the money or on gaining more and more, where you stay balanced. You keep the love and the spirituality at the forefront of your success and of your family. Right? So it doesn't get lost, and we don't get lost from that, from the reason why we began this in the first place. So you are going to have a lot of success, a lot of love. And so just stay balanced. Keep your practices, keep God and spirituality at the forefront of your success, of your day-to-day life, and you'll be just fine. Okay, and we have the 2 of Swords. Interesting. We have the 2. We have the Lovers, the Choice. We have the 2 of Swords. And what's this one? Then we have Justice. Exactly. This is another confirmation. Take what you need, pay what you can. This is a card. This is not a greedy person. Right? This person is not greedy. They have an abundance, right, of food, of product. They put it out. They do not overcharge for this. They are fair. Take what you want, pay what you can. It's like it's keeping the balance. I have an abundance. I am very rich. I have plenty around me, and so I'm going to share that with others in the best way I can, in the most fair way I can, because I have so much. So this is all talking about staying balanced. Staying balanced, it will keep you from falling into fear, falling back into the unknown, falling asleep. Okay? We have to make sure the choices that we make are the best ones. The choices that we make are fair and equal, and they're not made from fear, okay? Did I say fear and equal? I meant fair and equal, but they're not made from fear. For example, let's say this person goes, I know I had such a great grow year, right? I could charge an astronomical amount for all of these things because maybe I had the best grow and everyone else didn't have that great of a crop this season. So I know that I could charge whatever I wanted, right, for these crops. I'm not going to, right? And that is the temptation of the choice of you can and you could gain more money, right? And no one can say otherwise because you're kind of in this powerful position here, right? But so I have every right to, right? But what's the right thing to do? What is my heart telling me is the right thing to do? The right thing to do is say, pay what you can and take what you want, right? This is food. I have so much of it. I have so much. And it doesn't have to be food. Could be with your family, let's say. I have so much that I can give and share to my family or even to my community, but I choose to keep it all to myself. I choose to, harden my heart and say, you look after you, I'll look after me. It's kind of that. It's keeping the heart space balanced, knowing and remembering what you've learned through your spiritual path to get you to this point, and not falling into the greed and the trickery of the physical world that says get ahead by all means necessary, right? Staying true to yourself, staying true to your values and your principles and what you know to be right, what you know to be the higher path. That will keep you in love. That will keep you in harmony with yourself, with your life, with your family, with your career, and with your abundance. Okay? It will keep everything balanced instead of, trying to make as much money as possible. Meanwhile, your connections and your connections within your community fall to the wayside and maybe fall apart because all you can see are dollar signs. Okay, so that is an example. So whatever you're doing, you're getting success in 2025. Regardless of what you do, you're seeing a lot of success. You're seeing a lot of income coming in. And so you're being warned. Remember where you came from. Remember your values. Remember love and putting love first in every situation. Even when you're at the top, even when you're super successful. Sharing and staying balanced, staying charitable, giving, okay, will help you receive. It is the key to the long-lasting success. Okay, it truly is the key to the long-lasting success. And anything that tells you otherwise, to just look out for yourself and gain as much as possible, that is the trickery. That is the lie. That is you when you've fallen asleep, when you've fallen into the fear of there's never enough. Being afraid that you will not be looked after. Okay, that is a fear and lack-based mindset. All right, so where are we going now? We're gonna go to an oracle card. What got you here is an unlimited, unconditional, loving, mindset and viewpoint. And that's what opened this door. So keep that in mind and remember that. Remember how you got to this point. And you have to keep that attitude going, right? Okay, so we have Vanishing Mirror, Ego Sublimination. And we have Magician's Sword, confidence in your magic. Exactly. Okay, these two together are giving that message of you have to, it's almost like when you come up against, your ego is going to be tested. All right, your ego will be tested. Your ego is going to show itself in many ways, and you have to not fall into the tricks of the ego, okay? You have to you have to smash the mirror, you have to turn away, and you have to know, confidence in your magic, that you wield the sword, that you got yourself to this point, that you have done this, okay? And so you have to know that you hold the power, but whoever holds the power also holds the responsibility, as we all know, right? So what are you going to do with this power? Are you going to let your ego and let the lower nature, overcome and rule and possibly, ruin what you yourself have created? Or are you going to wield that sword with power, with love, the greatest power of all, with compassion, with balance, with true justice? Are you going to hold that sword, in the most just and truthful way going forward, right? And that's going to mean you kind of breaking down levels of the ego, especially if you become well known, especially if you gain some kind of recognition. You're going to have to keep your ego in check on the regular, right? To keep yourself in balance, keep that ego in check. Make sure you're not falling into the tricks of the ego, of, oh, I'm better than people. Oh, I make more. I'm above. I'm higher than. I'm more than. Whatever it is. Keep yourself humbled. Keep yourself in the charity, in the sharing, in the, the oneness, the togetherness. That yes, you have been given a great gift. That you yourself have cultivated, this power and this magic within you. Right? And to have confidence in that, but to not let it overcome you or get the better of you, right? It is a great tool. It is a great gift, an honor that you are being given. So keep that and wield it with the honor and the honorability and the humble attitude of a great leader, of a someone who is deserving of this great abundance and gifts. Okay, stay deserving. Keep being that person, right? And don't fall into the fears of the physical, of, oh, when will it all go? Or I have to hold on so tightly because I've made all this money and now I have to hold on to it. Now I can't share it. Now I can't. The more you share, the more you'll have. It's just stay open and stay loving with it. Okay. All right. Okay. Beautiful. It's only intense because you really are receiving something big. You're receiving something that it's going to be a lot, and it means a lot, but this is what you've been, working towards. It's something very beautiful, right? It's just that with great power comes great responsibility, okay? Like Spider-Man. Would you choose not to be Spider-Man? No, right? No, but 33 on the timer, right? I'm sure there's moments where Spider-Man's like, whoa, this is like a lot, right? But really, if it came down to it and they said, okay, well, we'll take away the powers if you really wanted to, I don't think he would choose that, and all it means is keeping the heart open, not letting the power get to your head to the point in which, you're forgetting about compassion and you're allowing those things to put you into a state of closing yourself off to others, to life, to love. Right? Okay. So we are now going to take a look at your love life. And I know not everyone is interested in love. So this is going to be your relationships in general. Okay. For some, it will be love. For others, it might be a different kind of relationship. All right. So we are starting with the Priestess of Light Oracle. And you got miracles, ancient wisdom. Wow. Miracles. Am I taking this one? Yes. And this one? Okay. You have wings of light, becoming something new. Yes. You truly are becoming something new. Something completely different. And we have achievement, effort plus intention. I really feel like with these three cards, you're stepping into a space in which it's up to you. It really is up to you. You really are wielding the sword. Have confidence in your magic. Have knowing that you can pull in and make anything the way you want it to be. It's truly in your hands, okay? So if you want a relationship to work or happen, it really is in your hands. It's up to you to say yes or to move towards it, okay? Or to bring love into the situation and make it the way you want it to be. Have patience, have compassion, have love. But your relationships are becoming something new because you are becoming something new, right? Your capacity to hold love is becoming larger. Your capacity to hold more relationships in your life is becoming larger. Okay, effort plus intention. Some of you could be trying to have a family. And so your effort plus your intention, you can manifest anything you want. If that's just a relationship period, or if that's the next step level in a relationship. It's kind of saying you're in this very, very powerful place, very powerful position. And so your effort plus intention can create miracles, okay? It can move you in any direction in which you want to go, become or make something happen that is new, because you are heading in this direction in which you hold that power to create it, okay? And so it really, really is you deciding what it is you want, who it is you want in your life. It's truly something to behold, and it's something to be careful with, honestly. You have to be very, like ancient wisdom, right? It's connecting into that ancient wisdom, that ancient part of ourselves. But the wisdom is the key, right? Holding wisdom and not letting us be frivolous with this power, knowing that our intentions mean something, that our words mean something, that they hold a power, that they point us in a direction, that they take us in certain directions, right? And so being very careful with what direction we point our intention and our efforts towards, okay? Because they really will and can create that in our reality, okay? And so that is a very positive thing if you are careful and that you are intentional, okay? But can also be a dangerous thing if we lose sight of that fact, if we fall into fear, okay? And so we have to be very diligent as far as our thoughts and as far as our words and what we're focusing on. All right. And we're going to get another oracle deck here. Like you truly are entering a space of miracles where the magic is real, where your magic is real. You can fly, and they're saying spread your wings and fly. Go to the highest point, highest peak in which you can possibly, achieve. It's going to take your effort plus intention to get there, but you can get there. Okay, and we have Drifter, experiencing life as it comes. Okay. It's because you're becoming something new. You're entering a new doorway, something you've never experienced before. And we've said that multiple times, right? With that, you can't really see too far ahead in the future. All you can do is say, this is my intention, this is my effort, and this is kind of where I want to go. You have to, though, experience life as it comes. It's like you can only plan moment by moment. You can only see what's right ahead of you and steer yourself in that direction. And you can be as best, prepared, right, with your efforts, with your intentions, right? These are my intentions, these are my efforts, but I'm not going to think 5 steps ahead, right? I'm not going to think too far in the future, and I'm not going to think of all the things that could happen or might not happen, right? So that will allow you to be in the moment and be as little stressed, as less stressed as humanly possible, okay? And so, yes, we can put intention out there. This is, this is my intention. This is my, and then I can make small efforts in the moment, right? I can steer the ship as far as like what I can see ahead of me. This is my choice. Okay, here's a choice. This is my choice as far as like what my highest intentions are. But I'm not going to worry about, the far off distant future that I can't possibly, predict at this moment. And if I do that, it'll just, it'll be too much. It'll overwhelm. It'll create fear. Okay, so the key as far as staying balanced is staying present, right? And saying, what is my intention today, right? What is my intention for myself today? What is the most, love that I can create for myself today? What is the thing that maybe what's the next? Okay, for example, I want to be, let's say you want to create a family. Okay, so I can say, yes, I want to create a family. That's my intention. Okay, that's my intention. I'm putting it out there. I'm going to make efforts to make that family. And let's say I'm a single person. Okay, so my efforts for that intention would be to open myself up to love. I wouldn't force myself into certain situations, but I would be opening myself to certain situations. If someone said, hey, I know there's someone great for you, you should meet them, I'm going to say, sure, I'll go on a date, I'll see what they're like and see how it goes. It's keeping that openness, experiencing life as it comes, right? I might go out more, do more things in which I'm around other people so that I'm openly telling the universe, this is my intention and this is my effort I'm putting in to open myself up to life so that my desire can come toward me, so that I can meet my desire or my intention. Let's say you're with somebody, right? Your intention is to create a family with this person, right? And your effort might be to have unprotected sex, right? It's like there's those things, like you have to do certain things to open yourself up to the intention, to bring yourself into the space in which it can come to you and that it can meet you. Okay, I hope that's making sense. Okay, I do want to read this one out of the book for you guys. Okay, it says, what lights you up? Experiencing life as it comes, seeking the essence, but not knowing the form. That's the key, okay? Seeking the essence. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to have everything figured out. Like, I want a boy, I want a girl. Or, I need my situation to be this, this, and this. I need my person to look like this, this, and this. Feel the feeling. It's in the essence of this is, the feeling I want to feel in love, right? The feeling of being in love, the feeling of being loved and accepted, right? It's those are the things you pull in. It's not like you don't have to come up with the eye color and the hair color and all those things, because that could actually be blocking a certain person, because you're like, okay, they don't look like that, but that could be your person, right? They don't always look exactly as you imagine them to be. So it's more about the intention, the feeling, the emotion, the essence behind it all. The drifter invites you to step out of your to-do list and your ordinary routine. That's what we were just saying. Get out of your comfort zone. Do something to meet your intention, right? Calling you to follow the wind and explore life's... To get out of your ordinary routine, to feel the breeze against your skin, calling you to follow the wind and explore life's opportunities. When the drifter appears, it's a sign that it's time to cut the mooring lines holding you to the dock. It's not important to know the destination before you set sail. It will become clear as you leave port. Do not wait for a map, as there are none to where you are destined to go. But be sure that you do have a compass to keep you true. What is your compass? Your compass is your intention. Your compass is your love. Your compass is your values and the reason why you came here, so you don't get led astray off course. Okay? Yours is your pure love and your intention to be free. That's just, it's crazy. I didn't see that. Even of your own beliefs and preconceptions. Exactly. Even of your own beliefs of how you think things should be. Throw those out and just have the intention, right? The kind of overall feeling, intention. It's there. And not be too nitpicky with certain details. Let life happen. Let yourself be guided. Just have the essence of the emotion, of the feeling to guide you, right? Let love guide you. Few appreciate the energy of the drifter. Here you might not seem to be doing anything worthwhile or meeting someone else's expectations. But you are the only one who understands that there are running full out on the hamster... But you are the only one who understands that others are running full out on the hamster wheel and getting nowhere. Your laziness is an underappreciated virtue. You know that life will find you and bring you everything you require without your having to search for it, by simply being instead of frantic doing. Even as you let your mind wander, releasing it to go on a daily walkabout, calling it back home regularly to deliver news from the cosmos. The drifter helps you find what you're looking for, even when you didn't think you were seeking anything. Beautiful. And the fact that this is in your relationships is it is beautiful, because you don't have to meet anyone else's expectations. You don't have to do things that everyone else is doing. You can simply call it in. And yes, there are certain efforts to open yourself up to say that, yes, okay, I'm ready for this. I'm ready to go towards this. Okay. But taking life as it comes and not putting too much stress on how or when this happens is the key to it happening. Okay, and you will come across the people and the destinations that you are meant to come across on your way. It will happen. To just have faith in that. To know that you truly are pulling in everyone and everything that is meant to come onto your path, and you do not have to think about it more than that. Okay, you just have to keep your vibration and yourself in the most balanced and loving state possible to pull in the highest vibration of people, places, and things toward you. Okay, so with that being said, 2025 is just, you're entering a brand new space you have never entered before, with new people and new experiences. And so stay true to yourself. Let love be your compass. In these unknown waters, you will be just fine. You are so powerful. Stay humble, stay grounded, stay charitable and giving of your energy and of your abundance that is coming towards you in big amounts. Okay. Yes, you truly are a very blessed person. 2025 is going to be, I think, your most blessed year yet. And yeah, just keep going. Don't think too far in the future. Allow the things to come in. You really don't have to stress about anything or overthink anything. It's just going to be guided, and you just have to go with the flow. All right. So pile number 3, that was your reading today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found something helpful, useful for yourself going forward. Please let me know in the comments if this resonated. Also, let me know by giving me a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel so you never miss another reading. And if you'd like to know more about your own situation, you can book a personal reading or an energy healing with me down in the description box. Prices now are on discount for the new year. So yeah, There, I've also added a 30-minute reading. So I think it's for $25. So yeah, there are a couple, well, just one new option really, the 30-minute reading, and the other one is an hour, and it is now for $55. So yeah, you can go check that out down in the description box. And otherwise, I will see you in the next reading, pile number 3. All of my love.